Hey, what's up, guys? Watch the Colin Craig Show.
My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig. Boxing is stupid.
Stupid.
All right, guys. If you didn't know, and you've been sleeping under a rock for the past 3 weeks, 6 months, 5 years, whatever it is, last night, Saturday night, was the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight, the fight of the century.
Finally happened.
I didn't personally, just real quickie thoughts before we get into stats, numbers, and real things. I was really excited for the fight. I had a lot of anticipation going into it. I'm more of an MMA fan, but watching this boxing fight, everybody knew this is the fight to watch.
Yeah.
And after the fight, I can tell you right now, I walked away disappointed with my night. I could have literally done anything else.
Yeah. Very disappointed in the fight. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. It didn't even end up being a good fight necessarily. It just overall was a disappointment for 5 years worth of build-up. We all probably know that, Mayweather, stretched it out to get the most money that he could.
Yeah.
And that's all well and good for your money and your bank accounts. But as far as fighting goes,
Putting on a show for the damn
and reviving
fans.
boxing, it didn't happen.
No, it sucked. Now, Floyd Mayweather moves on to 48-0, so he has, no blemishes on his record. He's one shy from Rocky Marciano at the 49-0, which is one of the highest held records in all the sports.
Yeah.
Let alone just boxing. Pacquiao falls to 57-6-2, which is still a hell of a record.
Yeah.
Damn near 10 more wins or whatever the math is than Mayweather.
Yeah.
And going into the fight, Kyle, what were your expectations? What did you want to see happen?
I wanted to see Pacquiao knock out Mayweather or Mayweather knock out Pacquiao. I was going for Pacquiao, but at the end of the day, I really just wanted to see a good fight with a classic finish. I didn't want to see it go 12 rounds. I didn't want to see the classic boring Mayweather fight, and that's exactly what we got. Mayweather did what he usually does, and Pacquiao did not do what he usually does, and it ended up costing him the fight.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. I mean, so Floyd landed 148 out of 435 punches, which decent for a fight. Pacquiao only landed 81 out of 429. He usually throws about 700 a fight. Do you think that contributed hardcore to his loss, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he threw about 300 less punches than he normally does, and he didn't connect on anything. Mayweather, I don't like it, but he made a miss the whole night.
He moves.
Pacquiao usually connects on 34% of his punches, and Mayweather opponents usually hit about 19%.
Yeah.
And I think Pacquiao ended up around, I know during the match they were saying he was about at 18%. So he was less than the average Mayweather opponent, and he's supposed to be Manny Pacquiao. So I don't know if he was tired or, he was just throwing off his game because of how well Mayweather's defense is with that jab, but he was just not himself during the fight, and I think it did cost him.
Now, do you think if this fight happened 5 years ago like it was fucking supposed to, it would have been different? Pacquiao, I think, me personally, would have been throwing 700, 750 punches. It would have been a lot more of exciting rounds to watch. Legit, people I were with fell asleep watching the fight. And this is coming from me. Me and Kyle are not the biggest boxing supporters. I'm not the biggest fan of all time. Most of us aren't, let's be honest. Boxing is a dying sport.
Yeah.
So for this fight to be the fight of the century to watch, what I wanted going into the fight was for these two men, the two Ali and the Frazier of our generation of this weight class. I wanted them to go out and put their fucking lives on the line. I wanted to see bloodshed. I wanted to see sweat. I wanted to see 5 years of build-up and shit-talking laid out through punches on the mat.
Yeah.
In fucking MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada, $100 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If you dance for fucking an hour,
Yeah.
you dip and dodge for an hour, $100, $8,000 a seat if you actually got to go to Vegas.
It was like
Just to what?
$40,000.
I heard and this happens all the time. The prelims were more exciting than the regular fucking fight.
Yeah. It's just how it happens. I don't know. I mean, Mayweather, you knew wasn't going to do that. I mean, he stopped going hard a long time ago. He's been,
He hasn't had a knockout in forever.
ducking and dodging, for forever because, he doesn't want to lose. And it's understandable. But at the end of the day, it's not fighting. I posted up a status earlier saying that Mayweather doesn't really win his fights. He just doesn't lose. There's a difference between being the best person at running away and being the best fighter, and he's not the best fighter.
Yeah.
Not even by a long shot. I don't know. It's just not.
15 minutes before hitting record on this damn camera, me and Kyle were watching some Roy Jones Jr. highlights. I personally didn't even know dude was still fighting, but I was looking at his highlights from earlier. He had a fight March 28th. He's still all up in dude's face. He's doing his bob and weave. He's hitting. He's attacking. He's not just like
age hasn't slowed him down.
He's pushing 50. Floyd Mayweather talks about retiring because he's pushing 40.
Mm-hmm.
He's pushing 50.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins is 50 and still fighting. And not only they're still fighting hard. They're still getting in dude's face. They're fighting 25-year-old boxers, hot shot
They're
boxers.
also not 48-0 though.
They're not. Yeah. So do you think it's just he's being defensive
I
because
think
of
he's
the
being
record?
defensive because because of the record.
He has he has more to lose.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were saying coming in. Pacquiao has absolutely nothing to lose from this. He lost the fight, walked away with so-and-so millions of dollars, the biggest payday of his career, and he's going home to his wife and kids, and, he's good. And Floyd's doing the same thing. So I think that's why, and it's obnoxious to sell. But
another thing I think, too, that upsets me, well, that doesn't upset me, because, if you like somebody, But, Pacquiao, watching on Sports Nation, he had an interview, I think it was Thursday. They interviewed both Floyd individually and Pacquiao individually, talking about they're friends. Now, if you look at another sport in relation, remember when KD and LeBron played in the finals?
Yeah,
and they're too good of friends to go hard on each other. We're not going to see a whole lot of KD posting up on LeBron dunking over KD.
Hatred. Yeah,
it's not the fire, and I think them becoming friends because supposedly Mayweather and Pacquiao became friends since the talk. They've gotten together a few times, talked it out. Pacquiao went on record to say, I know everybody hates Mayweather. I know everybody gives him shit for being an asshole and all this stuff. But he's actually not a bad guy. I like him.
Yeah.
But
you could even see it at the end of the fight. As soon as the fight was over, Pacquiao went over and
they hugged.
Yeah, they gave him a hug and they were smiling and stuff.
Every time Mayweather put him in the clinch in that little headlock, they'd get up, laugh, and then they do the touch glove thing.
Yeah.
And that's cool respect, and that's sportsmanship.
Yeah.
But you're supposed your main objective is to literally beat the shit out of this guy.
You're the one guy in all of the world who anybody thinks could have beaten him.
Mm-hmm.
He should have gone so much harder.
Can't be buddy with this.
Yeah. He should have just. It's just all in the numbers. 81 punches landed to Floyd's 148, and Floyd doesn't even throw a lot of punches. All his punches are defense punches.
Yeah.
And so the guys were saying that you have to fight twice as hard, go twice as fast as Floyd did. So Floyd connects on 148. You should have connected on 300 punches if you wanted to win that fight.
Yeah.
And that was something else I said. All the announcers, the whole night, everyone says that it was leaning towards Mayweather. And I couldn't agree more. Everything they were saying, all the anticipation up to this fight, during the fight, was everything that Pacquiao had to do to win the fight. It's Floyd automatically wins unless you do these certain things. You know what I mean?
Like a damn checklist.
Yeah, like a checklist. You have to hit twice as many punches as he does. You have to be active the entire time. But Floyd's literally sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he just doesn't win, but he just doesn't lose. He lets the other guy lose by doing, worse than he does.
Which is all great and good. But if you're literally trying to No, it's cool.
You're going to sit there and say you're better than Ali.
Yeah. I'm saying, but if you want to hold your record and you want to do this, whatever. But don't come out and say that you're trying to rebrand boxing. You're trying to get the casual fan to be a diehard boxing fan, and then you go out there and put on a display like this. I personally, unless something else comes up, and this coming from we're freaking sports analysts.
Yeah.
There's a 97% chance I'm never gonna watch another boxing fight in my entire life, simply because I was incredibly disappointed from this one.
Yeah, Mike Tyson tweeted out something last night and said it perfectly that we waited 5 years for this, and that's all you gave us. Hashtag underwhelmed. It's
Hell yeah. And that's coming from Tice.
Yeah, he said he was super unimpressed by the entire fight, by both guys, Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Yeah.
So
we expected more from them. And, it's two friends going against each other, and you can't expect much. That sucks. And they shouldn't have patched things up as well as they could. I'm all for being friends and having relationships with people. But, again, like I said 4 minutes ago, you don't go out there with the plan to kick somebody's ass. And, I couldn't fight you, dog.
Exactly right.
What kind of fire are we going to get between the two of us?
Exactly.
Nothing. But, you stab me in the face, I'm a little angry, then we'd have a really good show.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Pacquiao just wasn't, I don't know if he wasn't just prepared or what. There's a lot of things that he does in all his regular fights that I guess he just didn't do last night. He didn't throw as many punches as he normally does. He usually gets guys caught up in the corner and gets them from different angles very well, which would have worked very well against Mayweather's jab last night. If you could have gotten him on the outside of the jab for the gut or the left side of his head, I feel like that would have been really well for him. He would have gotten a lot of points. He just didn't, connect the way he did. And, Mayweather won unanimously. And I think it was a little bit closer. I could see why. I'm no boxing scorer. I can't tell you who I had winning what. But I had it a lot closer than some of the other judges did.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can see why, Mayweather won. 148 punches landed to 81, and all of the punches that Pacquiao missed, you almost can't let Pac win because of
the numbers.
But, it was watching a lot closer than it was, yeah.
Yeah, watching the fight, you would have, I think I had, and I'm probably a little biased, to be honest with you, but I had 7 rounds to Pac and 5 rounds to Floyd.
Yeah.
And that's how I scored it going in. So I thought, and again, I'm not a scorer. I don't know how to count this shit. But just watching the fight as a casual fan, I walked away being like, wait, why did dude win?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
He was kicking his ass the whole time. Because a lot of the punches he hit him with was dukes up, didn't count. But he's still sitting there and he's putting him in the corner. He's pressuring him. I saw maybe a few times, a small handful of times that Floyd put the pressure on Manny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's really good at the counter punches. Pacquiao will get him with a right, but then Mayweather will go back with the right and jab him, but still wasn't enough to me. I mean, even though they say Pacquiao threw 300 punches less than he normally does, he still looked way more aggressive than Mayweather did. But aggression doesn't do anything if you can't land the punches. If he would have landed even 50 more, man.
Yeah.
Land 200 punches, and it might have been different.
Yeah, it would have been a different show entirely.
And at the end of the fight, Pacquiao said that, I thought I won the fight. He didn't do nothing except move outside. I got him many times. And that's all what we saw. That's all he did. He went up against the ropes. He ducked and dodged the whole time.
Dip.
And that just, goes back to my point that, it's not like two men starting from 0 and then ending up the winner. You know what I mean? Mayweather's already, if this fight was on a scale, point system of 100, if Pacquiao doesn't get up to that 100, then, Mayweather wins by default. That fight that he had against the Mexican dude. Canelo. If you watch that fight, what was that, a couple years ago? Mayweather was nice. I mean, he was moving, he was ducking and dodging, but he didn't do anything. He still won.
Punches. That's why he isn't in the knockout.
You have to knock out Pacquiao. You have to knock out Mayweather to win that fight. If you don't knock him out, there's no way you're walking away winning.
See, I'm gonna take you fucked up there saying Pacquiao. I think you have to knock out Pacquiao as Floyd Mayweather. You got the unblemished record and you got the win, but to win the respect of the boxing
people
and the sports world,
you
needed to knock him out. You needed to kick his ass.
Yeah.
To walk out of there with the respect and get your head. For me to tip my hat to you, Floyd Mayweather, you needed to show me more than we did last night, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Another problem I had with the fight is at the end of the show, Mayweather had his interview. He tipped his hat off. I'll give him that. I liked what he said about Pacquiao. He said Pacquiao's a hell of a fighter, one of the best fighters I've ever fought. I like him. I respect him as a man, as a fighter. Shout out to him. He thanked all his sponsors and everything. He was real humble about it, which I liked. But then Max Kellerman from, I don't know if you guys watch Sports Nation on ESPN, he went and did the interview with Pacquiao afterwards, and I did not like the way this dude came off. He damn near laughed in Pacquiao's face.
Yeah, he was laughing in his face when Pacquiao said that he thought he won. He was just sounding real douchey.
Yeah, I remember he's like, oh, what'd you think? And then, that's when Pacquiao said his quote, I thought I won the fight. He didn't do anything but move. And then he's like, what? Really? 'Cause where I was sitting, I had him winning by a landslide. Winning by a landslide?
Everyone on the
were we watching the
everyone
same
on the ringside
fight?
had him winning by a landslide. How did you see it that way?
Yeah.
And
then he had a statement he had to put out, because it wasn't just me who thought it was problematic. A lot of people were like, dude, what the hell? How are you going to come at Manny Pacquiao like that? First of all, it was not that landslide of a victory, to be honest with you. So it's not like, haha, you're dumb. How could you possibly think you beat Floyd Mayweather? So show the man respect for that, for giving him what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, because of what he's done for the sport of boxing, and then the fact that he's another grown-ass man, you do not talk to somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kellerman had to go out and he said, I love Manny. He's a pleasure to deal with and watch fight. But he disagreed with the judges, and I had to ask him about it. Don't be a dick, though. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly. He was just being straight douchey. He was just real.
Yeah,
I can't even find the words for it. It's just gives you chills up your spine. Dude, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're trained interviewers.
You were giving him a lot of sass for the man to just not knock you out right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You were talking to Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You're not talking to some
he already got his
fluke amateur.
He should have just punched him.
Yeah, he should have. He should have just knocked him out, dude. He was like, why are you talking to him like that, dude?
We're trained to do this. You know what I'm saying? He went to school to do this. He's an on-air personality.
And I get it. He has a little bit of
this man did.
Pizzazz, he's
the first thing they teach you, dude, is respect everybody. You do not talk to somebody like that. You don't.
especially right after the fight. I mean, you could have done it like, I don't know, man. It was
later
just
on your show.
real
Sports Nation is the perfect environment where it's kind of like a shit talky show. You know, they can say what they want,
exactly.
and it's fun to watch. I love watching them on there. Shout out to that. That would be a good time to go ahead and question it and throw a little spice on it.
What are you talking about? Are you serious?
Yeah,
I cannot believe
you know
this guy thought he won the fight.
They put the little laugh track behind
to the
it.
man who just had a fight marathon. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? You go 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Let's all laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? And then see how funny it is. So that's another problem I had with it. So, like, first of all, I just watched my dude lose, and I didn't agree with it. I didn't like how they judged it. I didn't like how they scored it. I saw Skip Bayless agreed with me. He said, I don't care about the numbers. Pacquiao won that fight.
Yeah.
And then I got to sit here and watch you patronize the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where it's just like, and that's another reason I'm probably not going to watch boxing again. Like, it was just, I left there very unhappy. The people I came with, very unhappy. We shut, you know what I'm saying? It was funny, too. My bad. I'm talking a lot, dog. We were watching it, and as soon as they announced the score, we were streaming it.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as they announced the score, the stream got like 1,000 times better because you could just tell everybody shut it off.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then after that interview, it got even better. It was like watching basic cable. Because it looked like just, the same vibe that we had in the room. Just like disgust. Like, this is dumb. This is stupid.
I'm not going to sit here and watch this guy talk to him like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it was bad to see, man.
Yeah. So, Mayweather won, unanimous decision over Pacquiao. The fight of the century, the fight we've been waiting for. Do you think there'll be a rematch? Mayweather says he's fighting in September. He says, quote, "This fight in September will be my last. I'm almost 40 years old. I've been in the sport for 19 years and a champion for 18.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know who he's fighting in September. Do you see a rematch?
I tell you, I'd like to see a rematch. I'd like them to look at what they've done. I'd like Pacquiao to be like, Pacquiao came out with a strategy, and that strategy didn't work. Now I want to see Pacquiao. This is what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Pacquiao go back to his camp.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, clearly he's not going to give me what I want. He's not going to give me the fight.
Yeah.
Bring the fight to him. Come back, do a second fight. Make it a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? Do the best of 3. Do Mayweather Pacquiao 2. Do Mayweather Pacquiao 3.
Whatever.
Come out there and fucking, like I said earlier, put it on the line. Like, what else do you have to lose?
Well, Mayweather's not going to change his fight, so Pacquiao's going to have.
Exactly.
If there was a rematch, Pacquiao would have to change it.
He'd have to come out swinging.
Yeah. He said, I think
50,
I saw
60
a quote.
punches around.
I saw a quote that was saying that, like, Mayweather wasn't even fighting when he wasn't in the corner ducking and dodging. When he was actually standing up in the ring, I got him a couple times, and Pacquiao said that's a fight. You're never going to get that fight from Mayweather.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you could figure out a way to keep him trapped in that corner and still get the punches you want and get the points for it, where Mayweather's just not blocking them all, then I could see Pacquiao winning.
Yeah.
But because Mayweather won,
he's not
unless Pacquiao was willing to give him a deal like 40-60 or some unbelievable number.
Mayweather's too damn greedy for that even.
Then, and especially to turn around in, 6 months?
Yeah.
4 months?
Yeah, because
in September to do it?
Fight in September,
yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'd
Yeah,
love to see
I don't think
it.
so
I think
either.
the entire boxing world see it. To retract my previous statement, I'd watch that again. Because I'd like to see some ass kicking this time.
Yeah, I'd like to see Pacquiao try and beat him.
But I don't think it's going to happen. Floyd Mayweather.
That was kind of like the one chance, he had to knock him out.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, Floyd, if you don't fight him, you're going to go down as a guy who faced a bunch of nobodies and went, undefeated against nobody. You got to fight the second or, 1B. Yeah. Greatest fighter of our generation. If you don't fight him, then you're nobody. He fought him and he won, so now he literally has nothing to prove to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to he doesn't have to face him again. He can face some lame
whoever the hell, literally
for
anybody.
49 and then retire if he wants to. We both think he should go for 50. If you say you're the best, you're better than Ali.
If he
beat the Rocky Marciano record and go 50-0.
Like if he just goes 49-0, it's gonna be on my top list of boxers. It's gonna be Floyd Mayweather asterisk. Please see below. Yeah, you got the pretty record, bruh. That's what it's going to say. It's like, yeah, you got the pretty record, bruh. But you should have fought Pacquiao 5 years ago. You should have taken on the 50th fight. 49-0 is nice, but it's not going to replace Rocky Marciano's record. It's not going to one-up it in any way because Rocky Marciano was kicking ass for a century. You know what I'm saying? Not a century. Yeah, he's kicking ass, and he was fighting the best that he could. And he was fighting the people he needed to fight to get that record. He wasn't fighting a bunch of scraps. You know what I'm saying? And, like,
I honestly don't know if he will, though. We were talking about earlier that maybe his dad will push him into it, that someone will give him a paycheck fat enough to get that 50-0 on pay-per-view and the amount of tickets they could sell.
Yeah.
So I think it'll happen, but from his standpoint, I don't see it. Just like this was a huge risk to him, losing that unblemished record.
Yeah.
I don't see him trying to go 50 and ending up 49-1. He won't because there's nobody he's gonna face who's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him risking it.
Yeah, now I've heard there's a couple of high guys coming up now in their early 20s and stuff like that, early 30s, whatever it is, who could give him a run for his money. But I don't see Floyd Mayweather taking the fight. So to answer your question, no, there won't be a rematch.
Nope.
No, he won't go for 50-0. I think the fight in September is the last we'll see for now of Floyd Mayweather. Now, he could come back maybe 5-6 years from now, come out of retirement, make a big thing about it because it's going to give him a shitload of money.
Yeah.
The return of Floyd Mayweather will
for
give
one
him
fight
a fucking
to get 50-0,
$200 million payout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I could see that. I could see where he could,
It's
drag
gonna be
that
like
out.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, exactly.
The movie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just coming out of retirement, getting that 50th win against somebody. And he'll be so old that no matter who he beats, it'll be like, oh, my God, Floyd Mayweather still has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. The fight was super underwhelming, super disappointed. Cat's disappointed. Everyone's disappointed.
Logan was disappointed. My boys are all disappointed. They're all texting each other.
Sam's disappointed.
Well, yeah, let's, okay. What's
and
for
I
lunch?
mean, you could defend the guy. You could say he does what he has to do. He's a defensive fighter.
That's cool.
He's a runaway fighter. He's
just
not a
don't like
defensive fighter. There's a difference.
And again, back to my point, it's cool and all. I've seen it. I see that in MMA. I see that in boxing. I get it. Just play your game statistically and win this
Let
fight.
the other guy beat you. Don't worry about him.
Yeah,
the
but
yada yada.
as far as
but
what this fight was supposed to do for the sport of boxing, I was super let down. I walked away hanging my head.
Yeah.
But that is all that we have for you guys today. I know there's a lot of things you guys want to hear, NFL draft stuff. Maybe we'll get to that next week. But obviously today, this week, the only thing to talk about is this fight.
Yeah.
This was the fight of the century. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Like our page on Facebook at The Kyle and Craig Show. Go to Twitter and follow Kyle and Craig. Follow Kyle's account, follow my account, whatever you guys want. You can follow. Kyle runs the team Snapchat. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it under?
I think it's Kyle and Craig.
Just Kyle and Craig on Snapchat. You can press subscribe, like, and check out all the links in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been The Kyle and Craig Show.
My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig. Adios.
Adios.